When someone asks you to lend them money, don't rush to ask how much. People with high emotional intelligence use these excuses. As the saying goes, money makes the world go round. Without it, you can't move an inch. While struggling in the sea of life, many people encounter fierce storms. Everyone has tight times. When you consider your reputation and lend a helping hand to others, it's a good thing if they are grateful and repay you promptly. But if they don't, it's hard to ask for your money back, which might sour your relationship. In the end, helping others may only bring you resentment. As the saying goes, money tests feelings, and is also a touchstone for relationships. To be a person with high emotional intelligence, learn to use these few excuses, and you'll win. 1. Inquire about the reason for borrowing. The old saying goes, help in an emergency, not in poverty. Help the troubled, not the lazy. Lend to close ones, not distant ones. When someone asks to borrow money, no matter who it is, you must ask clearly about the reason. Then decide whether to lend or not based on the situation. If a friend asks to borrow money, don't outright refuse, as it might make you seem indifferent and unfeeling. A high emotional intelligence approach is to ask your friend about all the reasons for borrowing, but then not lend the money. For those who really need money for emergencies, you can usually tell. In critical situations, you might consider lending them some money for immediate needs, because such people are likely to repay you. Some people don't work properly, don't want to endure hardships, prefer to borrow money from others to get by, rather than make an effort themselves. Don't lend to such people. When such a person asks, let them finish all their reasons. Then you should proactively compare woes with them. Just describe yourself as being worse off than them. As long as you make yourself sound poorer, they won't ask you again. 2. Proactively borrow from them. There's a saying, take others' paths, so they have no path to take. When someone comes to borrow money for an emergency, before they finish, you can preemptively ask them to lend you money for an emergency. Tell them your recent days are difficult. Life isn't smooth. Your boss is particularly harsh. Your wife often argues with you because of your low earnings. Your mother-in-law looks down on you because during holidays you can't give her much to show respect. Your good friends don't invite you to meals or drinks lately because you can't afford to pay. Only mooching off others. When you tell them your miserable situation, you can complain together about how the world treats men without money poorly, how the world looks down on middle-aged men without money. Proactively vent about these people's reality, their condescending attitudes, their disrespect towards you. You can even make plans about what you'll do when you get rich, like buying 2 BMWs. One for yourself, one for someone else to drive. You can also promise them you'll take them out for meals, movies, and trips when you're wealthy. After hearing this, they'll forget their borrowing purpose and think you're worth befriending deeply. After finding an excuse to refuse lending money, you'll feel refreshed. 3. Claim you're also penniless. A friend shared their experience. Last year, on New Year's Eve, an old friend invited them for dinner. After a few drinks, the friend tearfully recounted how they'd gone bankrupt and lost money on investments, even mortgaging their house, barely affording new clothes for their family for New Year. When leaving, they asked to borrow 20,000 yuan. Without much hesitation, my friend transferred the money, thinking a 20-year friendship and never borrowing before meant they were in real trouble. Back home, my friend told another friend about this, seeking confirmation, but got the reply, that 20,000 is gone for sure. It turned out the friend had taken up gambling, sold the shop, mortgaged the house, and divorced. My friend called, but was blocked. Even siblings should clearly discuss financial matters. When lending money, you must ask for the reason, and ideally confirm with mutual friends to prevent deceit. For improper reasons like drinking, gambling, or unnecessary socializing, no matter how good the relationship, you must refuse promptly. 4. Learn from others' experiences. Another friend shared. One night, an old classmate suddenly called. After a few minutes of small talk, they asked if I was financially comfortable, as they needed money for their son's wedding dowry. Hearing this was awkward, as we hadn't been in touch for long, but there was a bond from school days. Agreeing worried me about a large sum, especially as I had a family to support and feared not getting the money back. Refusing felt like straining the relationship. After much hesitation, I gently refused, saying I was also financially tight, even borrowing to pay last month's bills. As the saying goes, life at 50 is finally understood. Make yourself happy, everything else is nonsense. If you don't want to lend, find an excuse to refuse. True friends won't resent you for it. And those who do aren't worth maintaining contact with. 5. Pretend to be poor. A friend loved lending money before marriage, always without returns. Everyone knew this man was rich, always covering meal tabs. He didn't mind, unaware that those who made him pay didn't see him as a friend, just a fool. After marriage, his wife took charge of finances, leaving him only 500 yuan for pocket money. She often advised him not to lend to so-called friends, as they wouldn't repay, only treating him as a fool. When friends asked to borrow, he would use high emotional intelligence excuses, claiming he was worse off, with his wife controlling finances, his income, bonuses, and salary card all in her hands, leaving him just 500 yuan monthly. He also assured friends he'd get control of finances soon, promising to lend then. Friends seeing his strict wife didn't sympathize, only found it amusing, spreading his story as a joke. Someone once said, lending money is a favor. Not lending is a duty. If someone gets angry or blames you for not lending, they aren't worth being friends with. Indeed, no one's money grows on trees. Everyone's earnings come from hard work, no matter how rich you are. Cherish every penny. Treat your money well. This way, you can keep your wealth and fortune. Those who become rich but don't value money and lend carelessly end up broke. Money has energy and spirit. Respect it. Cherish it. Treat it well, and it will flow to you. Disdain it. Dislike it, and it will leave you. Don't discuss money with unreliable friends, and never lend to them. Your money will be like throwing a bun to a dog, gone forever. Lend to worthy friends. They'll repay, making it easier to lend again. Unworthy ones don't deserve it. Borrowing once reveals their true nature. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Hope today's content touched you. Unsubscribed friends, don't forget to click subscribe, so we can accompany you daily. Let's grow, be happy, and grow old together. See you next time.